Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today it's going to be the first episode of the new series, which is going to be a European Football Manager 22 Journeyman, something which I've never done before. Obviously the point of this concept, the idea of this video, or this series, sorry, is to start off unemployed, start off with poor coach and badges, not, you know, the best management skills at all. Work your way up through the system, try and win as many trophies as you can across as many countries as you can, and then see what you've won when you decide to finish it as a manager. Now, before we get into this video, guys, please do smash the like button if you like this idea. Drop a comment below of any teams that you potentially want me to manage in the future, and definitely subscribe to the channel. But let's go in and start this off. So, this is a European, obviously, challenge, so we're going to be staying in Europe, but I'm not going to select every league. Obviously, if there is leagues that you think I've missed out, then please do comment below, because I can obviously add leagues as we go on. But we're going to be adding the Belgian league, because I'm quite familiar with that. Obviously, England, France, Germany. Am I missing any big ones there? I don't think I am. Like I said, anyone that I don't pick, don't take insult to it. It's just because I'm not going to add all of them, because the game speed will be ridiculously low. But if it is something you do want to see, I will obviously happily do it if there is enough demand for it. We'll then do Italy. We'll do Netherlands as well. They've got some good leagues, or good players and good teams in there. Portuguese league. We'll do the Scottish leagues. Obviously, one day we might fancy managing Rangers or Celtic or Aberdeen, someone like that. Spain, and we'll add Turkey. Big fan of Turkey, so we'll add that. That's quite a good amount, I feel. Quite a decent amount of leagues and a lot of clubs. As for divisions, we are going to be doing sort of like the second tier and above, possibly third tier in some. English, we are going to do bottom of the bottom, because obviously we're not going to have much experience, so we might only be able to land a job in the bottom of the bottom. We will do... We'll do League 2. We'll do... No, I'll tell you what, with the French and that, we'll do like the 3 tiers. We'll do Serie C as well. And then, yep, that's fine. That's fine. We'll do that. Yep, that's fine. That's all good. And we'll do the Super League only, because I don't think we're going to exactly be begging to play, obviously in a really, real low division of Turkey. But in Turkish football, that is. But as I said, this will take a while, so it gives me a good opportunity to talk about it. Pretty much the reason we're at a point in the game now where Football Manager can become quite boring, to be honest. I did have the United save going, which I did stream, and to be honest, it's very, very boring when you can sign who you want all the time and not really worry about transfer budget. So I'm hoping, starting off with no coaching badges, no experience, that this will be a challenge. And obviously, there will be times where we do lose games which are embarrassing, and we've got to obviously improve the team. And it is a journeyman, so I'm not going to be sticking with the same team either. So it's going to be very interesting, because it gives you a chance to use players and, you know, even staff members that you don't usually interact with and things like that. Now, I do plan to try and stick with the team for at least a season. Obviously, if it goes well and I think there's a project, I'll stay there for 2 or 3 years. But again, you guys in the comments do play a big part in this. If you want me to stay there for longer, then obviously I'll listen. If you want me to move, then obviously I'll take that into consideration as well. But the idea of this is to sort of do as many seasons as I want to, and then when I decide to call it a day, and that is a series, we can see what we've won in our career, and it'll be good, because obviously we could have won an English trophy, Spanish trophy, European, Italian, Portuguese, Turkish. Wherever we go, we're going to be winning trophies. But this has taken a long time to get into, so I'll come back to you once we're into the coaching screen. So, as you can see here, we're going to start off unemployed, meaning that we are going to be having to look for jobs, which, to be honest, will take up a lot of this first episode, because we're going to be applying, and obviously we're not going to be the best manager right from the start. So it isn't going to be easy to find a club, to be honest with you. Now, this is what I want to show you. So we're going to go National C, and we're going to go... We'll go semi-professional footballer, and we're going to leave it as that, confirm it, and then we are going to start off right at the bottom. As you can see, a few of my saves there, but we'll save that now. I have actually got to change that, because that other one is basically a 10-year series, which I do plan to do. So we'll rename that to the Journeyman. And yeah, this bit, I'm not going to literally sit here and talk as I apply for every single job, but once we have some good news, like an interview, I will come back to you and we'll go into the interview together. Well, it didn't take long, and actually, we've not gone out for this interview. A club has approached us called Okay, this is not a good start. I can't even say the name. Billericay, I think that's how you say that. I hope I'm not butchering that. Yeah, so they are second in the Vanarama National League South. Obviously, the season's not started, so their position isn't really too relevant. I mean, there is a bit of me that would like to start off in the bottom, right at the bottom, and work my way up. So there's no harm attending the interview and sort of talking. Obviously, we're not going to be having hardly any money to spend, so them sort of questions shouldn't matter. We don't want a repeat of our last manager, who we had partway earlier than expected. Are you going to be around for a while? Yeah, I mean, I'll be there for, like I said, it depends. 2 seasons minimum, possibly 3, depending. Are you ready to get stuck into a club that has big financial problems? I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. What have we got here then? Required playoffs minimum. First round of the FA Cup. Okay. Repair the club's financial damage. I mean, it's okay. Playoff, but yeah, okay, that's fine. Oh, so, I mean, it looks bad because we're used to managing big clubs, right? Okay. Right. We're going to see how that goes, because I'm a bit iffy with that one. We're going to see if we can apply for any of our own, but it's nice to see a club come to us. But let's go and apply for some jobs. Well, unfortunately, we were not successful in that interview, which is a bit of a, you know, gut-on decision. But at the end of the day, I wasn't fully set on the club, and also we have got to understand we haven't got the best coaching badges. So I mean, it's going to be hard to find this first job. But if we go on to the job centre, we can have a little job security. Sorry. Let's have a quick look. The only available job to us now, which we can actively go for, is going to be with Cornella in the, that will be the, is that the 2nd tier or 3rd tier of Spanish football? That'll be the 3rd tier. Again, I'm not against it. I will happily apply for any job that comes in, because the whole point of this journeyman is getting that first sort of, getting that first job, trying to, you know, really do well with that first team, because at the end of the day, you've got to be given a chance, and the only way that we're going to be given a chance is to take a job with a team that might not be our dream team. But let's hopefully get an interview with them and see how we do. Well, for that one, guys, we didn't even get an interview. So I mean, yeah, it's back to the drawing board again. As I said here, they've actually already hired a manager, so we were too late to apply for it. So let's simulate a bit further forward, and hopefully there's some more positions that become available before the season starts. Well, it's been some time since we've actually got anywhere in terms of getting an interview or anything like that. But now there is quite a few teams where they're insecure, very insecure on some of them. So we are going to go through this list, and we're going to talk about some jobs we could potentially go for. And one which has struck me, which I quite like the idea of, honestly, is these two in the middle here with Werder, obviously Werder Bremen and Dusseldorf. I'm a big fan of German football. We're also going to apply for this one, potentially because we might have a better chance of getting it. We are going to declare the interest in the job for that one. We are going to declare the interest for the Dusseldorf job here as well. So we will do that one, and we will also do Werder Bremen. And now let's have a look again and see what else we've got. Okay, there's a few here, actually. I do quite like the idea of going into the German 2nd or 3rd tier. I'm not really too interested in going into League One right off the bat, or the Championship. I feel like Germany is a great way to start a manager's career, really. So we're going to declare interest in all of the German jobs, and hopefully one of them we can at least secure an interview with, because it's very difficult when you're at such a low level of management. It's always difficult to actually get to that step of even getting an interview. And you know, we've had one and it didn't go down well at all. As you can see there, it's going to put us through to an absolute loads of opportunity. But let's simulate a few days, possibly even a week or two, and see if we manage to land any interviews. Well, after countless applications and whatnot, we've been through loads of teams. We've not been able to absolutely get any of them. You can see Catalanta or Catania didn't want to go with us, nor did Emaines there either. But we have managed to get an interview with Valladolid B team, I believe that is. They obviously are in the, I believe that's the 3rd tier of Spanish football. Not off to the best start. No, not off to the best start at all. But at this point, we are going to take any interview we can take, because we could potentially not even get a team in the first season if we're too picky here. So, I mean, okay, this is about the language. I'm going to go with that. Can you explain where you appear to be in the running for a few jobs right now? I'm going to say considering options. We want to ensure that the dressing room atmosphere is much better than it was on our previous manager. Can you assure us? Yes, I can. We don't want a repeat of our last manager who was part... Yep, again, we are going to stay here long. Sign players... Yep, that is fine. That's fine. Okay, nothing too outrageous here. Agree. That's fine as well. Okay, so basically, yeah, what I want to say is obviously there is clubs I do want to manage instead of other clubs, but especially where we are now, like as a manager, we've got hardly any experience. So we are going to have to go to pretty much whatever we can get for the first sort of job and learn on the job as we progress. And okay, that's another one. That's one I did actually want because it was in the German league. If we go on here now, I do believe, here we go, there's some here. So we've got the likes of that one we have just been told we were unsuccessful, I believe. We have got this one we've done. I don't want to do that. But I mean, the likes of Bolton, I mean, this one I am interested in. Part of me wants to try. In fact, we will apply for the Bolton job. Just because also we don't have that that language barrier then, which some teams might not be too keen on. We're also going to instantly go ahead and apply for the Halifax role as well. Because at the end of the day, I can see us, you know, we might have to dip into the national, into the Vanarama sort of leagues to try and gain experience. And that's fine, because at the end of the day, there's no chance we're going to go and walk into a Premier League side with these sort of, you know, this experience and whatnot. So we're unsuccessful in the Bolton one, which it was a bit of probably a big ask. Halifax has been received. We're going to declare interest as well. Tranmere, we are going to whack an application in. Like I said, it's all about just whacking applications in and seeing. Because then once we've actually got even to an interview, we can decide if we really want the job. Ipswich, obviously a very, very local team to me. I highly doubt we're going to be able to get this one, but we will apply for it. You know, why not? Anything else? We're gonna keep it like that then, and I'll come back to you with any updates. But like I said, this first episode is going to be quite dominated by applying for jobs and all of this and all of that. It's been a while since we've got another interview, and now we are actually going to a job which would be quite good. It is for Sevilla B, who are in the Premier REF Fortes, I believe that's how you say that. I think that's the third tier of Spanish football. And I wouldn't mind getting this. They've got good training facilities, good youth facilities as well. And obviously Sevilla are a big side naturally anyway. So we're going to go for this one. Let's get things started. Are you worried about the language barrier? No. That is fine. We are going to try and... Yep, that is fine. Person #3. Very interesting. We don't want to repeat of a lot of people are leaving, but at the end of the play attacking football signs Spanish players. Avoid relegation, continue remain. Yeah, that's all fine. That's all good as well. Right, okay. So that is another interview we've done, and hopefully this one might result in a slightly better outcome. Okay, let's get into this one as well. This one is for Tranmere, who are obviously, they're 23rd in Sky Bet League 2. Only by goal difference, purely by goal difference. So it wouldn't be a big rebuild as to, you know, get them above relegation. So we are going to go and we'll attend this interview as well. Obviously, we might have a bit of a more chance getting this one because it is in England and, you know, there's going to be no language barrier, is there? Yes, we're going to stick around. Yes. Yep, that is fine. Fine. Yep, that's fine as well. If Hyde would expect you to position the team to compete for a playoff place, is that fair, or do you think you could do even better? Agree. In some aspects, a wage budget, that is fine. I know... Oh, here we go. I don't really have any demands at this point. Like I said, it is going to be difficult to land a job because we've got no experience in management. We've got very limited badges as well when it comes to coaching. And our previous football experience is next to, you know, is semi-pro. So it's going to be quite difficult to actually get a job. But we're going to simulate a bit further, maybe apply for some more. And I'll get back to you once we've got a job offer or another interview. Well, we have been approached to take up a job. And I think I'm going to do this, guys. It is Sevilla B. Obviously, you know, it's not a top team. Obviously, Sevilla are a top team, but this is definitely the sort of their B, their sort of younger side. And I'm quite interested in this job, to be honest, guys. I mean, it's going to be quite good. We're going to be working with a lot of youngsters, and I think it's going to be quite a good opportunity for us. Obviously, we're not exactly blessed with opportunities at the moment. It's a reasonably good country to manage in. Obviously, Spain, they want us to play attacking football, which is always good to see. And I don't think I'm in a position to delay it, because if I delay it and someone else takes it, that is going to be bad. So I'm actually going to start negotiations, and I'm not going to demand anything. I'm going to try and stretch that to 3 years if I can. They're happy with... I'm fine with that. But that is fine. That is fine. We're going to... Let's see then. Hopefully, there we go. So we have now been hired by Sevilla B. Now, we've got a lot of work to do because obviously I don't know hardly any of these players. I imagine there is going to be quite a lot of potential in this team, but it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to see what we've got and sort of go from there. In terms of... Let's look at the squad. So it's quite limited. I mean, we do have a reasonable amount of players, but definitely could do with bringing in some more players. We don't have anything to spend, which I kind of did imagine. We're going to have to sort of pluck players from thin air in many aspects of the game. But let's go into the tactics page and really get our first 11. Before we do get into this, though, guys, if you are enjoying this video so far and you're excited to see how we do at Sevilla B, please do leave a like on the video. Be sure to comment on the video below as well. And please do subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This way you're never going to miss an upload when I live stream, when I do a community post, or when I premiere a video. But let's get into this tactics page and see what we can do. So this is going to be pretty much how I plan to sort of line up. We are going to be using the Diamond Destroyer Zaz Blue DM Martin Snoop 433 hybrid. I have made a TikTok video on this as well. It's a fantastic tactic, which I do not take credit for. I did not make this, but I'm a big fan of using it. And to be honest, a lot of our players are... We haven't got many wingers. We've not got hardly any depth, I'm going to be honest, guys. So we are going to have to try and pluck players out of thin air, as I did say. This is going to be our start on 11. I'm going to sit here and say, and be completely honest, I'm not too familiar with any of them, but this is the part of a journeyman which I'm really excited to play with. And that is, I don't know the players. It's my duty to try and learn and try and understand these players. And that is going to be the hard task, but it's also going to be quite a fun task. But we've got Pastor in goal, who, you know, wow, doesn't actually look too bad. Rolling duty there. Obviously, again, 21 years old. We've got Johansson, our right back, rolling duty there. This looks very new. I don't know what's changed here. I didn't used to have this here, I don't think. Reasonable attributes as well. Obviously, we have got to slightly humble ourselves and understand that we're not in a top flight of football, are we? We've got Joan Jose, Pablo Perez, Peral, Sintes, Ortiz, Ivan Romero, Isaac Romero, and Santisebastian. I think that's how you say that. Santisebastian. Hope you say that. Decent finishing on him. But I'm not entirely sure where we go to get players here. Like, I don't know if we can directly go and sort of poach players from... Because I think this is... Obviously, we can't go and get players from the first team. Otherwise, that would be brilliant. But we will have a quick look and see if we can possibly bring anyone in. But if not, this first season, we are going to work with this team. And at the end of the day, the season's already started. We are in the relegation. So we do have to try and get out of that. Luckily, it's only a point, which hopefully we can easily recover. But let's sort of try and... let's look at the calendar, or let's look at the schedule. So, 6 days away. Yeah, the results weren't great, were they? They really weren't. The first one is going to be against Real Madrid B as well. Of course it is. So it's going to be a very difficult game. We actually got Real Madrid and Barcelona in our first 3 games, which is not great. But let's sort of get into our first game, unless we do manage to bring anyone in. And let's see how the team plays. So, we're going to get into our first game. And we have actually been accepted to go and do a coaching course to get our B. I believe it's the B coaching course we're going on, which is very good considering, you know, it is pretty much our first season. One thing I am seeing is we don't have a lot of players. I'm going to be honest. We don't have a lot of players. So we're going to rock with this because at the end of the day, it's what we've got. And, you know, we're just going to see how we do. It is the first game of the season. It is against Real Madrid, so it could turn ugly, depending. Obviously, Real Madrid is their B side, not their actual first team. But, you know, they've probably got a lot better players than we have. Obviously, they spend quite a lot of money on their youth recruitment. But let's change this to the key highlights, speed this up all the way, and that should be fine. Here we go with the ball then. We are going to be in the white. So it's actually Real Madrid here playing the ball around. A bit of confusion there. They lump the ball up top there into Takei. Jose wins it into Orts. Nothing comes of it. By the way, one thing I will quickly say, I'm going to pause this just so it doesn't interrupt it. We're not going to be watching every single game. It's going to be very, very, very familiar. As my Atletico series was, we're only watching this full sort of game in highlights because I'm only going to probably play one game this episode since it's been mainly applying for jobs, getting a job, introduction, stuff like that. But do let me know what you want to see. If you guys do want to watch every game, as in the highlights, I will do that. That does mean that we're probably going to be able to get 4 to 5 in an episode. But the way that I've done it with Atletico is pretty much I played the games off camera and then just purely show you the goals, not the key highlights. And you'd be surprised how much time that saves. But I'll say, if I like the idea of watching the key highlights, then that is definitely something which I will do. Or what I could do is I could just switch this to goals and we can watch the goals. But it's quite fun seeing the key highlights, you know. Ball goes in there. Decent bit of defending, but no one's on the edge. Just quite worrying. They put a ball over the top. That's a beautiful ball. The defending. The defending's an absolute shambles. Now, like I said, this is going to be a very, very difficult job to take on. It might not be pretty. Is this going to be a replay? We do not want to see replays. It's going to show us that nevertheless, but that is some of the worst defending I think I've ever seen in my life. But as I said, it's going to be a lot of work. It's not going to be pretty, especially the first few games, because, I mean, we're against Real Madrid in our first game. So let's not try and judge us too much off this first game purely. Because, you know, it's never an easy task to come and play Real Madrid B team. I keep saying Real Madrid like it's their first team. It's never going to be an easy task. But there's still time to get back into it. A ball goes over the top. I don't know if he was offside. Romero goes through and does put it wide. And he was actually onside, I believe. So that's a shame. It's a good opportunity, though, nevertheless. But like I said, this game is pretty much just to give everyone a sort of, not a run out, because it sounds like a friendly, but sort of get everyone used to me as a manager, and hopefully we can go into the second game and actually try and get a result and start to kick things off, because we don't want to, you know, start off with a load of losses, do we? I don't know if I can actually bring these guys on. I can by the looks of it. We will bring them on. It's about finding your good players at the end of the day. So we'll make a double striker change just to see what happens. Obviously, a lot of these players we're not going to even heard of. So, I mean, we've got to learn who are the players we want to be playing week in, week out. That is for sure. It's going to have Tony here with the ball into Quianta. I can already tell I'm going to butcher so many names this series. We've got Tony with a ball and into Orts. Nothing really comes of it. Get possession back quite well, though, there. Into Jose, who picks up the ball. The distribution in there into Paral. Back in. This is a good little play. This, you know, it's not horrific. Although we are a goal down. Great bit of play from him. Into Guerrero. Ball in, across, and that is 1-1. What a finish that is. So we find ourselves back in the game. And to be honest, I'll take a draw in this game. I'm not going to purposely play for it. But overall, a very, very good goal that is. And what a finish. But it was Orts really there with the ball. Or it's there with the ball, sorry. We've got the ball again here. Aspar with the ball over the top. Doesn't really go to anyone, which is a bit unfortunate. Park there with the ball into Ramon. Back into Bianco. Real Madrid B side looking here quite challenging, but we do defend very well. One thing I will say, we are defending quite calmly, I'd say. We don't look like we're all over the shop, apart from that first goal. Since then, we have shaped up a little bit. Got Guerrero down the right-hand side here, trying to run at him. Not getting anywhere causing too many errors. Into Paral. This is good play. Good pass and play. Not the best hit, but do you know what? Play overall was very good. And we're not putting up half bad display here against the Real Madrid side. Obviously, but I don't actually know where these are in the division, but I would assume their team would be quite good since they are obviously linked in with Real Madrid. We've got a ball over the top here into Quintana there with the ball. I mean, do you know what? I like the attempt, a little side foot finish. Nothing comes of it, but it's a good effort nonetheless. And we are going to look to bring on... Can he play anywhere? He's not really comfortable anywhere, is he? Which is a shame. We do have a couple of wingers there who can't really get on the pitch. So we are going to stick with what we've got at the moment. We are going to actually praise them because it's been quite a good performance at the end of the day. We started off on the back foot with a goal, which I feel like we definitely could have defended better. But we have responded well. We're back into the game. Look like we've probably been a better team this half, to be honest with you. Tony with the ball into Peral, ball back into Sintes. The way I say names, Sintes, ball into Guerrejo. Potentially can get the ball in the box. He plays it back. Poor pass there. Hopefully it doesn't punish us because he could have floated it in. He really could have done. I thought he was going to get sent there. Try and win the ball back here if we can. We really don't want to end up conceding the goal here because, you know, we might not be able to fight back again. We've already done it once. Guitares with a ball in. Just over. We are actually going to... We're going to have a little bit of time wasting on. And we might actually go... just to balance with this, because this wouldn't be a bad result in our first ever game, would it? It really wouldn't. They're now going to have a chance here. Hopefully, okay, that's great play. Good ball over the top. Has he got the pace? He doesn't. Now they're on the attack. It's been quite an exciting game to watch, to be honest. Considering there's no real world-class players out here. Both teams, we're going to go positive again, because I feel like we are just sitting back a bit too much and we're a bit negative. But to be honest, it's not been that of a boring watch. There's been a bit of action. Only 2 goals, but I mean... Oh... Is he? Yeah, he's gone. Okay, so now this is where we are going to actually have to sort of... Have we got another fullback? We've got a centre-back, so what we're going to do here is we're going to place him down there. We're going to bring on Lin there and just have the one up top. And we're going to have to play... It's fairly narrow. And we are going to change this to cautious. And now it is about pretty much holding out for this point. Because obviously we have got a sending off and they might score this. Oh, he's given a penalty. It's a disaster. And I mean, it's not gone in yet. It's not gone in. It's gone in. Absolutely gutting. I feel like that game has definitely got away from us at the end of the day. It's a lapse of concentration. Foul was given. He's been sent off. And now there's no chance of getting back into this game. So it's going to start the season off with a loss unless... Oh, they're on the counter. This could be free. Obviously, we're down to 10 men. That was a good challenge, but unfortunately, he gets the rebound. Take, ball in, good save. Unless we've got a miracle counter-attack on our hands here, which we don't, I don't think. Unless it comes from this. No, I can't see this being... I can't see us getting a point here at all. Which is a shame. Oh my God, the discipline. We're going to be going down to 9 men here. Yeah, this has turned from what would have been an okay game, even if we would have lost it, to a game which is... It's got red flags all over it. It really has now, because we've not got many players as it is, and we've got players with suspensions now. Oh, well, go on. Kamona there with the ball. A great bit of skill. He should be off now. If we get a goal here... We've still got a chance. No, we don't. That should be full time as well. Okay, so a very disappointing first game. Not because of the result overall, guys, because it is Real Madrid. They're obviously their B team, but it was more the fact that, we conceded the goal and we've done so well to get back into the game, but then obviously they score another. Then there's the red cards. The red cards are the worst things, to be honest with you. They're the worst bits about it. But I'll tell you what we'll do. We are going to play one more game this series, which is going to be against Linese, who are 13th in the division. If we win that, we can still go out of this bottom group here. And this is where I'm really going to judge the team, because it is against a team that is beatable. Obviously, Real Madrid are up there with the top of the people in the division. So let's get into the next game and see how we do. So Let's get into this second game, and we are going to watch the key highlights again, because there's only going to be a couple of games in this episode anyway. And this is going to be an opportunity for the players to sort of show exactly what they're about. We are playing in red this game. A ball over the top into Ivan. Ball over. Oh, that is nearly a great goal. But this is against a side which we should be beaten. Obviously, there's a lot of work to do, but I feel like this is definitely a team which, you know, we've got the players to beat. Like, we've looked at the squad. We don't really know many of them personally, but they look reasonably good. And obviously, that is a great bit of passing, that is. I really like this Oritz guy. He seems very, very good. Great ball over there into Romero. That should be a penalty. Yes, it is. Romero, here we go. Bottom right. Bottom right. Trust me, bottom right. There we go. Bottom right. He knows. I know. 1-0. Isaac Romero. And this is what I want to see. Obviously, that first game was a very, very tough game. I imagine they haven't had the best start to the season. They're already 1-0 up against Alciano. My pronunciations, I do apologise, guys. But this game, I am hoping... Why does the goalkeeper look so tired? I'm hoping to see a few goals here to sort of just give me a little bit of confidence. Ball over. Great header. Very unlucky. But like I said, we might not even get promoted in this first season because there are a couple of good teams in this division. And we've not, you know... In these sort of divisions, you don't really have the ability to bring in your own sort of players. Not that the players... Also, you got to understand, I've not really done a save with a smaller side this game. So I don't really have much experience in bringing in smaller players, if that makes sense. Like, if you put me in a position with, I don't know, Man United, I can go out and sign the players that we all know. But when you're a team like this, you have to bring in players that aren't very well known, and you have to sort of find your own talent, which is something I'm still trying to work on. So this is good for me as well, because I'll learn a lot more about the game and arguably the funner side of the game. But the game's been decent. We have definitely fallen asleep a little bit since that first goal, but I'm hoping that we can sort of get back to dominating. The pass and play is reasonably good. It's another good hold-up play from there. Pablo with the ball, should play it back in. He doesn't. I would have loved to see him play it back in. Jose gets it on the edge into Aspar. Time on the ball. Loads of time on the ball, in fact. Into Sintes. Ball over to Guerrejo. Ball in the box, possibly. Okay, I was going to say I didn't like it. A very, very weird goal, but puts us 2-0 up. And this is promise and signs at the end of the day. They want us to play attacking football, so that's something I'm trying to do. We're not, I don't want to use the word forced, but we sort of have been forced into a narrow tactic because we don't have the best wingers, whereas we do have a couple of decent strikers. So I thought, play them together and hopefully we can get the goals. And to be honest, it has worked this game as we managed to go 3-0 up there. A bit of a scrappy goal with Quintana there getting the goal. He is offside, so it's actually going to remain 2-0, but still a very, very dominant half. And one thing I have noticed about this system is, and the way that this tactic plays, we're playing really good football with players that obviously aren't the best. Like the passing's been decent. Yes, I mean, we do make the occasional mistake, but we're going to. The players are all young, they're learning. That is beautiful play. And this guy is going to be a player. I guarantee this guy, we'll have a look at him as we obviously continue this save, but he was good in the last game, good in this game, and despite having 2 suspensions, we're not really showing any weaknesses in this game. A great challenge there from Peril. He's got to be careful because we do not want another sending off. We've got Leandro Martinez here down the line. Going to put a ball in, ball across, and they do get a goal. As I said, this stage at the club, I'm not going to be too annoyed and too bitter when, you know, I want to be keeping clean sheets. Obviously, I do want to long term, but we've literally just signed the contract. We are here for perfection, but we're not going to get perfection in a couple of games. I'm not comparing myself to him, but if you look at the likes of Ten Hag, he's going to need plenty of time to adapt, just as we are. This is a big, big challenge. Obviously, our coaching experience is next to none. There's something we need to work on. It really is. There's a ball through here into Ivan. Gets the ball. It's going nowhere, really. It's a bit clumsy from him, to be honest. Aspar picks up the ball here, drives it into Peril. Ball into... Here we go. Great ball into Romero. There. Do you know what? He's offside. One thing I will notice, though, is... Is he offside? I thought he looked offside. Okay. One thing I do like about this team is the fact that I don't know, this is going to sound weird, but a lot of the finishing stances, like the animations, they go over the outside of their feet. It looks great, and that is a very... Is he onside? That is incredible. The ball over the top caught him off guard, and Romero gets his hat-trick. So that tells me he is definitely a striker that we do want to be playing. And we're going to keep this starting 11 playing because none of them are ridiculously tired. So we're going to keep this going, get the confidence, you know, because the beauty about this is, you know, we don't have loads and loads of games to get in. So we can play a lot of the same plays unless they do get injured. Obviously, we will rotate when we can, but you've also got to understand we don't have a big squad. So you will see a lot of the same players play, which is good and bad. Good because it means that they're going to get a chance to constantly be improving, and when they are in when they are in good form, they're going to show that daily, and you know, not daily, but whenever they play. And if we do have players that are in bad form, they're going to be still given chances, whether we like it or not, to try and get out of that bad form. So I'll tell you what we will do, because it's only 10 minutes. We will make a couple of subs now. We will bring on this guy here, and we will also bring on... Well, no, he's not too comfortable. Let's just get some players off, just so we don't get too many injuries. We don't want any injuries or sending off, and that is a very scrappy highlight there. But no, overall, guys, this game has been a very, very good game. How did Real Madrid do? They are... Barcelona are 2-1 up. I can't seem to see Real Madrid on that screen. But no, there's going to be the sort of two teams that obviously are going to be the ones that are expected to go up. And like I said, that is a ridiculous finish. Okay, some of the goals we're scoring are outrageous. I can't tell whether it's because obviously the goalkeepers aren't as good in this division, or whether we've just got some really, really good players. But that's a lot better performance, and a performance that I think we can be proud of. And we look onto the schedule now. The next game is going to be difficult, but then we do have a bit of a run of slightly easier games. So hopefully we can get some points there. And we are already out of that relegation drop. And obviously, in this division, it's the top team that get promoted, and then you have got the next 4 teams that go into some type of playoff. So if we can get into that playoff spot, into them playoff spots, then you never know what can happen. Miracles can happen at the end of the day. And it would be some storyline to get promoted in our first season, considering we started mid-season and with next to no coaching experience. But that is going to be the end of episode 1. If you guys have enjoyed this, though, you like this sort of series, you like where it's going, then please do leave a like on the video and drop a comment below of what you think of the decision for me going with Sevilla B. I think it's an exciting job, personally. But if you have enjoyed the video enough as well, guys, please do subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This way, you're never going to miss an upload. You're going to stay up to date whenever I post, when I live stream, etc., etc. But no, that is going to be it for today, guys, and I will see you in the next video.